In this video, I'm going to describe a new feature within Rose Retail called Get Web Images. There's a number of different workflows that Get Web Images can enable, but the overall concept is enabling the lab to host images, provide a username and password back to their photographer or consumer if they're vertical, so that customer can use Rose to pull those images from a remote location and do the reorders or new ordering scenario. Let's see how this works. The first thing you see is once the consumer or photographer launches Rose Retail is an overlay over the Rose Retail interface. It will ask username and password. It also has 3 different buttons here. Get an account will launch the lab's website so they can sign up for an account. If I don't have one, that will enable them to choose images from their hard drive to send orders into the lab, or get images. We'll type in the username and password, and this also can be limited to just one as far as a password, and it doesn't have to be numeric. We'll hit the Get Web Images button. It's loaded those images. There might be something in the home page here alerting them to use the Start Ordering button. And over on the right hand side, you can see the Get Web Images username and password that I typed in is already loaded into the thumbnail area. What's interesting is also there's another set of images that's loaded from a hard drive. So not only can we use images that are hosted at the lab for the photographer or consumer to order off of, we also can combine those pro images with amateur images on the consumer's hard drive or other pro sets of images on the photographer's hard drive. Let's just say, for example, it is a consumer and they're using this for a school event. They typed in the first event, which very well could be the third graders' information. They also can type in another set of username and passwords. That could pull in their brother's images also within the thumbnail area and within Rose. So now, obviously these images don't represent a first and a third grader, but you can understand the concept of multiple galleries getting pulled into the thumbnail area from the lab's remote hosting location, so the consumer or photographer can merge images from 2 different sets of galleries, but also combine images from their own hard drive. After we pull in the images, you use Rose like any other Rose ordering, cropping, zooming, rotation, black and white, all the tools that Rose does really, really well for the photographer. They place the order, it goes directly back to the lab. Since the lab already has the high-res images, there's no reason to send the low-res images again. It's just a data string syncing up the low-res images that's hosted on their database back to the high-res images at the lab. Again, Get Web Images is the concept of the lab hosting images for the photographer, maybe even vertically for the photographer's customer, or directly to the consumer itself.